All you have to do is break that one layer and the snow's going to come down.
An avalanche hundreds of feet long and wide closes Loveland Pass for hours. Searchers still don't know if anyone was caught.
I know other counties have had avalanches with burials and people that have got caught.
It's a Denver 7 Weather Action Day. All the warnings are in place as the storm system begins to move into Colorado.
A Denver councilwoman demands an investigation into extreme HOA fees in Green Valley Ranch.
The Department of Ed weighs in after a panel recommends serious change within a school district.
We're looking at what is best for the students right now.
And Russ, meet Denver. Denver, meet Russ.
I'm proud to be a Bronco. It's an honor. It's a gift.
Well, the sunshine was nice while it lasted. A cold rain will turn to snow later on this evening. Good evening, and thank you for watching Denver 7. I'm Ann Trujillo.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. The snow is going to come too late to impact the evening rush hour, but it could make for a tough drive tomorrow morning. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson is tracking how much snow we can expect. Mike?
Thanks, you guys. Right now, it's just wet roads in the downtown Denver area, but the temperatures are getting colder. We're 48 here. It's still 65 at Lamar, but look at the 30s up in Wyoming. You might imagine there's a cold front somewhere. It's cutting right through central Colorado now, moving southward as it pushes through on the backside of it, filling in with precipitation. First rain and then changing over to snow. We have winter storm warnings for all of the Denver area in the pink, winter weather advisories in the light purple, and this is the situation currently. See all of the snow basically above about 7,500 feet off to the west. That snow level is going to drop down below 6,000 feet this evening, and by morning it'll be snowing all along the Front Range. Rain to snow tonight, heavy wet snow by morning, slow commutes I think both AM and PM for tomorrow. And wouldn't you know, there's another snowstorm coming early next week.
All right, we'll hear about that in a little bit. Thank you, Mike. Loveland Pass was closed for hours today because of an avalanche.
That's right. Today, we've heard that so far everyone is accounted for, and searchers are hoping that it will stay that way. Here is Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez.
Early Wednesday morning, search and rescue crews worked for hours in the aftermath of one of the state's latest avalanches.
On that half chance that there is somebody that, did get dropped off up here.
The Clear Creek Sheriff's Office says it received a report of an avalanche in the area of Loveland Pass on mile marker 225 around 8 this morning, but it may have happened hours earlier.
There were 3 vehicles up here, and as of right now, all those people in those vehicles are accounted for. So we have no vehicles up here, but that doesn't mean somebody didn't get dropped off here, and when they skied out later that they would come back and pick them up.
The Sheriff's Office says there was a single track leading into the avalanche area and no signs of tracks leading out. The avalanche was described as several hundred feet wide and about 600 feet long, a large area as rescue efforts carried on.
What I got is about 25 to probably 30 rescuers in the avalanche scene now. They're doing a probe pull, which is where they stand in a line and then they probe through the snow to see if they hit anything.
We spoke with one woman who was hiking on this trail on Loveland Pass. She tells us when she arrived earlier this morning, she already saw crews searching for anyone who may have been caught in the avalanche.
I arrived at the trailhead around 8:30 and there was 2 search and rescue over there, and they had binoculars looking at clearly the avalanche that had happened across the way. I mean, I think people should just know that even if it says that it's low danger or moderate, that it's still there, and that you need to be really aware of your surroundings, and it's not worth it.
Search and rescue teams were on the site of the avalanche for hours until a storm came over the pass early Wednesday afternoon. Still, no signs of anyone who may have been trapped. Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.
A significant hurdle cleared in the effort to clean up from the Marshall Fire. A group led by former FEMA head Michael Brown will no longer try to stop Boulder County from signing a debris removal contract. The group will still seek to depose commissioners on how they came to select that contractor. Now that out of the way, the deal could be signed as early as the 22nd.
A Denver City Council member has requested the governor intervene on behalf of Green Valley Ranch residents in danger of losing their homes. Masters Homeowners Association is foreclosing on 50 homes because of unpaid fines. One woman told us she was nickeled and dimed to the point of owing $10,000 in fees. She didn't know she was being kicked out until the new owner knocked on her door. Well, Councilwoman Stacy Gilmore called the fines egregious and said no one should be evicted until there is an investigation. And reached for comment, the governor's office told us it finds the case deeply troubling and is evaluating what can be done at the state level.
Well, there were no late breakfast or early dinners today in Empire. People in the small Clear Creek County town were instructed not to turn on their faucets or flush their toilets from 9 this morning to 5 this evening. Same rules apply tomorrow. The town's trying to figure out if a leak is responsible for it using significantly more water than last year.
Tonight, the State Department of Education is expanding on a harsh review of Adams 14 schools. As we've reported, a state panel found Adams 14 to be so dysfunctional as to recommend closing Adams City High School, reorganizing the district, or both. Adams 14 will fight that tooth and nail. The district believes the panel was slanted, blames its previous management company for many of the issues, and says the review didn't fully take into account the steps it's currently taking to turn itself around.
The State Board of Education has the authority to impanel the state review panel. And wow, imagine that they come up with a cacophony of misrepresentation in a manner that the board, the State Board of Education, wants reflected. This is not an independent, objective report.
Now, without our asking, the state sent along a lengthy document detailing the district's record, and it notes that 8 out of 10 students in Adams 14 are not reading at grade level. The graduation rate is 15% below the state average, and students are twice as likely to drop out of Adams 14 than they are the average district. So, to which we asked today, can Adams 14 make a case that it's capable of running the district without help?
You know, they are where they are right now, and the community is very much committed to supporting their students and their schools. And so whether or not they will be successful in that turnaround work I can't predict the future.
Ultimately, the state will consider the panel's report along with Adams 14's rebuttal in a hearing next month. And by law, the board does not have the option of doing nothing. So tonight we'd like to hear what you would like to see done. If you're a parent who loves sending your kids to Adams 14, tell us about it. If you're concerned, we'd like to hear from you as well. And the email is 360@thedenverchannel.com.
A sign of where Colorado stands in managing this pandemic. The state health department now will only update the number of people hospitalized for COVID on Wednesdays. Now, previously, we received that new data every weekday afternoon. And this being Wednesday, we can tell you tonight that 150 people are currently in the hospital with a confirmed case of the virus. Now, the last 2 years have taken an especially harsh toll on coroners. As Denver 7 political reporter Megan Lopez shows us, their pain has not gone unrecognized.
I have spent a life wanting to be in service.
It's a calling, serving as a county coroner.
By day 2, you know immediately if you can do the job.
It's the kind of job where you know there are some really tough days ahead.
We might be the last to arrive on the scene, but we are the first to knock on the door, and we're the first to clean up the blood.
For 34 years, Jill Roman has found a way to cope.
You are functioning on policy, you're functioning on procedure.
Jill is tired.
I need help. I can't be stoic anymore. It takes its toll.
Yeah, you could say that.
Tired.
I think we're all tired.
Like El Paso County Coroner Leon Kelly, who we caught up with in December to talk about the toll the pandemic has taken and the need for more qualified coroners.
We only see the worst of the worst every day. It's only tragedy. There are no good endings here.
For decades, mental health in these professions has gone under the radar. Trauma counselors would be calling for mass casualty events, but it's the day-to-day that gets to them.
I'm going to live with some visions, I think, for a long time.
I would like to just talk about some work that is done in our community that is amongst the hardest work that there is.
Now Colorado lawmakers are debating a bill to offer help. House Bill 1221 would create the County Coroner and Mortuary Mental Health and Wellness Program. It provides services to coroners and their staff and requires funeral and mortuary businesses to do the same.
When you can tell someone that, we will provide and we will fund and we will pay for your behavioral health counseling, then that gives them permission to say it's okay for me to get the help I need.
In its first committee hearing this month,
we see murders, we see suicides, we see drug deaths.
Coroner after coroner testified in favor of the bill.
I have Kaiser insurance. They would not cover trauma-related specialists.
The bill passed committee. Republicans voted against it, though.
Holtorf?
Respectfully, no.
Concerned that this is just another expense for businesses to shoulder.
The state is just getting too expensive to run a business in, and this would just add to his bottom line.
As for Jill, she's getting ready to retire, but it's the next person who steps up to take this position she worries about.
We're having a difficult time. All the coroner medical examiner offices are, funeral homes, you name it, we all are.
So no matter what happens with the bill, she hopes mental health will become more of a priority for this profession. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
Coming up, what the Fed raising interest rates means for you.
Higher prices have to be stopped somehow.
Plus, high gas prices create high anxiety among parents traveling to and from hospitals to see their children.
How often do you come? Every day. Every single day you come to see Maverick, even if it's snowing.
And Russell Wilson makes a good first impression in his first day on the job.
Broncos country, let's ride.